Hi, everyone. It's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I hope that you're having a really wonderful day. I started my day pretty early this morning. I was up about 4:30. I couldn't sleep. So I decided to just get up and work, and then I went for a walk, and now I feel better. I don't know about you, but sleep is funny for me these days. It's pretty fragmented, and I get enough sleep. It's some weird combinations, but anyway, here I am, and just breaking all my rules today. I'm having a cup of coffee. I just decided I wanted coffee today, and hopefully that's something that you love, or tea, whatever you have. Just join us here for a conversation about something that I think will be very much of interest to you. I wanted to say that our show today is sponsored by International Living. Now, if you're thinking about retiring abroad, that this is the company you need to talk to. They have been in business for about 40 years now, and they've got correspondents all over the world in places. They're living in these places and writing reports on what it's really like to live there. You know, the actual social issues, culture, financial, healthcare, all those good and interesting things. And then they put them together in an index every year. And this one is called the Global Retirement Index. You can go up to internationalliving.com/60andme, and then they'll send you a free copy. I'd appreciate if you'd support them. They're a really good company, and they are doing good things to provide information and resources for retirees abroad. So thank you to International Living. Now, things to talk about. I've got a great blogger, Joan Rutter Ward. Joan Ward is, she's been with us for a while now, and she's been writing articles about all kinds of fascinating topics. And this one was about reinventing your dreams. And, you know, sometimes you read articles that give you facts about people that you think, wow, they were able to accomplish that, you know, at their age. And in fact, the other day I was in Zurich, and I went to the Hofmeister Church. Don't know whether any of you have been to Zurich and been to that church, but it's a really lovely church. It's very simple, not an extravagant place, but they have beautiful windows by Marc Chagall. And Marc Chagall is one of my very favorite artists of all time. I just adore his paintings and his lithographs. But these windows are amazing. And he didn't start doing them until he was in his 70s. And they are, well, I think they're some of the most beautiful windows, stained glass windows ever. But that's just goes to show, you know, you don't have to give up on your dreams or your desires in your 60s. There are lots of examples. And Joan gives a couple, like this person, Leroy Satchel Paige. He was 42 years old when he was signed to the Major League Baseball team. And he was like the oldest ever rookie. And someone, I think, asked him, you know, well, they all did. How old are you? And he said, well, how old would you think you were if you didn't have to tell anyone, or no one knew? And it's that question of, like, if you didn't have to admit your real age, how old do you feel? And I always ask myself this question. I actually don't know the answer, but because it changes from time to time. But, you know, basically he didn't answer the question because he didn't feel age was relevant. It wasn't even. And so Joan actually produces a cable TV program where she interviews people doing cool things. And so in this article, you can have a look at and read it because it's very inspiring. She talks about people that are writing new chapters of their life in their 60s. And it's really, really fun to read these stories of people who, you know, had a vision, had a dream, and they weren't going to give up on it. And I think it's inspirational. It's inspirational for me, for sure. She talks about a woman called Anna Mary Moses, and she was a farmer's wife. She used to love needlework and embroidery. And all of her life, she did embroidery and needlework, and it was her passion. I think she had like 10 children, 5 of who lived to adulthood. And that was her pastime, was doing needlework. And in her 70s, her arthritis started to get bad, so she couldn't do the needlework anymore, but she could hold a paintbrush. So she decided, well, forget this. I can't do my needlework, but I love to do this thing with my hands. And as much as I can with my arthritis, I'm going to paint. So she became known as Grandma Moses, and she painted over 1,600 pictures, 1,600 pictures in her life over the next 25 years. And that was when she was in her 70s. So she lived to be over 90, and she was painting until she passed. And it was just an amazing example, though, of a woman who said, okay, I can't do this with my hands, I'll just do this with my hands. And she just did beautiful work. Another example that Joan gives is Otis Sanders. Otis is a man, and I don't think he's a famous person particularly, but he wanted to write a coffee table book on Africa. He wanted to travel there, take pictures, and write this book. So he went to and create black and white images. That was his thing, black and white. So he went out there, and because of the political situation, he was not able to do the pictures that he wanted. So he came back, and he was obviously discouraged. But just as he said, his dream crashed and burned. But then he decided to do a Valentine's special it was a gift for someone, where he interviewed a couple who had been married for something, 30 years, 40 years. And he just found it so intriguing. So he did a picture section for them to tell their life story. And it was really successful. So he started interviewing people about longevity in marriage, what creates a great marriage, what makes it work. And so he took from 20 to 70 years marriage. I can't imagine anybody married for 70 years, but he did. And he put together a book. He put together a coffee table book on his interviews with people who had managed through whatever reasons to sustain a long and happy marriage. So again, he wasn't able to do his dream. His dream maybe crashed and burned, but he kept going, and he did something that was just as beautiful. He didn't let his dream die. He just had a different manifestation of that dream. I thought that's a lovely story. So maybe you've got an example to tell of that something like that happened to you, that you couldn't do one thing, but you decided to do something else. I actually wanted to be a singer when I was a little girl, and maybe I'm singing now, but with a voice. I remember that so clearly. I went on this talent show. Oh, goodness. I think I sang When Irish Eyes Are Smiling. I can remember the dress. I was only like 8 or something, but I didn't win. But anyway, it didn't matter. I carried on my dream to be, I don't know, just fun and entertaining, I guess. But it all worked out. So at age 58, Joan herself ran a marathon. It was always something she'd wanted to do. So she said she was the slowest. She always came last. People, would sort of look at her, but she said, others were faster and younger. She didn't care. She just kept doing it. Half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, just kept on running. And then she finished a marathon. I think it was a half marathon. And then, she said she just kept going, but she never gave up. And I think that's the secret to this whole conversation, and I hope it's been inspiring to you, is that, we're all at different stages, we're all at different capabilities, different strengths, different weaknesses, but we have a dream in us to do something. Many of us do. I haven't had my dream yet. My dream is to go on a world cruise. It's my cruise and my travel dream all together in one. I'll get there one day. But the point is that we all have our dreams. Maybe I'll write a book about it. I have to figure out a way. I'll write about it with my new site, She Cruises. I'll do that. But anyway, it's something we just don't give up on, right? So here we are, different stages, different places, and it's different dreams. So I'd love you to tell me, what is a fear that you've had that stopped you from doing something? Just share what has stopped you from doing something and what that thing is. What is it that you really, really would love to do? Leave your comments in the section below. Let's have a chat, have a conversation. I want to thank you for being here, by the way. Just thanks for showing up and being part of this day-to-day beautiful engagement we have. Leave your comments below. Let us know you're here. Do a shout out. Just hi, it's, so-and-so. Don't have to say anything. Just say hello, that you're here. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're watching it on YouTube, because we love to have you here and tell you when the next ones are coming out. And just get engaged. We're here for you, no charge. It's just one of these things that I want to do and continue as long as we can. And I appreciate those people that are supporting us on Patreon. It's very important to have that financial support too. But we want you to know that you're treasured, every single one of you. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Keep your dream alive. And thank you, Joan, for this article. We'll talk again soon. Bye for now.